everyone, I'm B.G.Anselm. I'll be explaining to you today about project-based learning. What is project-based learning? Project-based learning is an educational approach that emphasizes active and hands-on learning through the completion of real-world projects. In PBL, students engage in extended, in-depth exploration of a topic or issue and work on a project that requires them to apply knowledge and skills across the various subjects. The projects are often multifaceted, involving research, problem solving, and critical thinking. Project-based learning is a teaching method that brings learning to life, ignites students' creativity and curiosity, and allows students to explore connections between school to the world around them. And tackling real-world problems is in a collaborative, critical, and creative way is the foundation of project-based learning. Key characteristic of project-based learning. Let's see the first one. It's the project-based learning presents an open-ended, appropriately complex question. Students should have to do a deep research, draw on existing knowledge, and come up with a solution in the form of a final project. Whether that's a presentation or a proposal, essay, or other products. Students should have a choice in what they explore, and the questions they answer should be genuinely challenging with a real-world application. Project-based learning requires students to find their own solution to the given problem or a question. Just because the inspiration for the project-based learning assignment comes from your lecture doesn't mean it should stay there. It comes from the requiring student to find their own solution to a given problem, not just a formula to find the answer. In practice, this looks like a real-world project with extended inquiry. It should be multi-stage process with, if necessary, multiple deliverables at different stages to keep students on the track. Third one, the PBL relates to knowledge acquired through classroom lesson. Not only should project-based learning build on your classroom lessons, but it should give students the opportunity to put them to use in a real-world setting. Project-based learning encourages the student to dive deeper into the subject matter and build on content knowledge. Ultimately, this content knowledge should have real-world application that students can focus on during the project. The fourth one, PBL gives students a choice in how they learn. Students learn best when they are studying something that captures their imaginations and interest. Regardless of the end product, students should have as much as possible way in what they make and how they make. They should learn how to communicate ideas in a group and on their own, and really bring their passion for the project to the forefront. The last one. The PBL follows a clear, well-defined set of assessment criteria. The best way to keep the project-based learning on track and effective is to let the student know what expected of them. At the beginning of the project, give student the handout or outline, how the project will be graded, and the product they are going to do it and explain about it, how they should work independently or in a group. Some teachers may even choose to collaborate with the student in the development or in the process of the project. So they may feel deeper understanding of the project, what they have expected from them. When students know what expected of them, they are more likely to succeed. Project-based learning is a student-centered. The teacher acts as the guide and a facilitator. PBL starts with the driving question. PBL is a process-driven. PBL promotes student agency. Students' voice and choice determines outcomes. Is rooted in real-world application and learning is front and center. PBL is a cross-curricular. PBL promotes inquiry and critical thinking skills. PBL ignites creativity. PBL is collaborative by nature. PBL promotes the development of soft skills. PBL allows students to present to authentic audience. PBL promotes self-reflection and peer feedback. PBL encourages student engagement and increase motivation. PBL enhances student performance and understanding of the concept. PBL increase interaction of student amongst the peers and with the teacher. Project-based learning is not a teacher-centered. It is not a curriculum subject area project. It is not teacher-made, pre-planned or questions or structured directions. It is not culminating event from a lesson or unit of study. It is not reliant on a teacher assessment. Key development of PBL. So let's see what are the development what the child will get by doing the PBL. The child will learn to collaborate among the peers, among the friends, and among the teacher. And self-awareness. Child is getting to know about things, how to make, how to create. And the child communicates between the friends and the teacher and in between the team. And it develops the patience and it develops the critical thinking. And also it's developed their creativity and their time management. And also they develop problem solving techniques. So next let's see the picture where two pictures been shown where PBL activity. Where in these two pictures you can see children are engaged in a group activity where materials being given. And they observe and they are communicating among their friends and they are taking decisions and their critical thinking creates an output over the project. Working together, collaborating together, it comes an output and a project. Applying the project-based learning in the STEAM or STEM. Applying the project-based learning in the context of STEM, basically science, technology, engineering and mathematics, often referred to as STEAM, when incorporating arts, can be highly effective in engaging students and fostering the deeper understanding of these subjects. Here are some steps and considerations for implementing the PBL in a STEAM curriculum. First, you have to identify the real-world problem or challenges. Then, define the project or goal and objective. According to the problem, what are we going to create? The project. And then form the team. Prototype and testing. Create the prototype and test it. Integrate the arts if applicable, and reflection and documentation, presentation and exhibition, then the assessment. Here are few examples of PBL activities. Field trips, where student can learn about their community by planning and going on a field trip, like visiting a local farm or a recycle center or nature park or a historical place or a play area. And then the classroom projects, when learning about the mapping or about learning about parts of the tree. Studying can work on a project on the classroom, such as creating a model of a water cycle or, a cycle of the plant, or map to their school. At home also they can learn. Parent can support the project based learning by teaching them to cook or healthy meal, or teaching them to clean the house, cleaning the plates. And the fourth one, the technology project. Student can use technology to create their own project. Like they can use technology like digital painting, digital arts, or a website or digital poster. The fifth one is the group collaborative projects. We are working together on a group project. Student can collaborate on things such as play or presentation. So let's see the challenges. What are the challenges of implementing the project based learning in a classroom? The first one, the getting the student engaged. Engaging the student and keeping them engaged throughout the project can be very challenging. It also be very difficult to keep them on a task and motivated throughout the project. Second one, the managing the time. Another challenge with project based learning is managing the time. It can be difficult to keep students on a track and ensure that the project is completed on time. Organizing the material, where project based learning often require a lot of materials. This can be a challenge, especially if you don't have a lot of storage space, and material can be expensive. Next one, differentiating the instruction. When working on a project, it can be difficult to differentiate instructions. This is because all students are working on the same project and maybe a different level. The last one, assessing the student learning. Measuring the progress can also be a challenging with the project based learning. This is because students are often working on a different part of the project at the different time. Despite these challenges, project based learning is a great way to engage the student in their learning. Thank you.